Welcome back, Region 12. We are ready for our last class of today for our Summer AIM 2020 event. Thank you all again for being with us today. We have had a wonderful time. Our last class for today is called Being Your Own Vocal Coach and will be done by Julie Starr. Julie Starr is the Master Director for Bay Area Showcase Chorus and has been their director since 2002. Julie is a voice teacher and is busy doing so many different things. She's a member of the National Association of Teachers of Singing and the American Choral Directors Association. And she is also an associate member of the Barbershop Harmony Society. She is also an arranger and composer and a very well-respected coach for choruses and quartets here in Region 12. And she is also the immediate past education director for Region 12. So please welcome Julie Starr.
Hi, everyone. This is a very strange time we live in, and I wanted to just come to you and talk to you today a little bit about how we can keep our skills sharp during this time of COVID-19 when we're not singing together. You know, we don't get the feedback loop that we normally would get from our directors or our coaches or even quartet mates or that we would sing with about, well, we need to do this or that needs to be a little higher or whatever adjustments we are so used to making with our voices. So we have to shift our minds a little bit and go outside and come back in to be our own vocal coach. Now, I know there are many of us that right now that are having a hard time. It's been 5 months now almost that we've been in this shelter in place, and so there are some people that have just stepped away and they've just said, I can't deal with it. Either they're on Zoom all day, or they're homeschooling children, or they're taking care of people in their home, or whatever it may be, and that's okay. It just has to be okay. I think most of us are struggling, but we're keeping up. We're able to stay up with our choruses somehow or other, and just check in every week with our chorus sisters, and have some good days and some bad days. Some days that are I am not going to make a sound because I just feel so horrible. And some days where you say, oh yeah, I can do this. Like for me, this is a very natural thing. I was already retired, and I was already working from home, and I was already, playing in my garden and taking walks and doing a lot of things alone. So it wasn't too hard. But then, so the hard thing now is not being able to be with you and with all of my singing sisters. So what I recommend is that when you are feeling good, when you're feeling okay, like I can do this, sing something. Sing along with the radio, sing along with a favorite CD. It doesn't have to be barbershop. Just sing. Keep your singing muscles loosened up and flexible. And when it's a bad day, well, don't sing, but listen to music. And it can turn a bad day into a better day just by listening to music. So I want to start by letting you know something that you probably already know. We are all born with a beautiful instrument inside of us, a beautiful singing instrument. And it's somewhere along the line, for many of us, somebody or something gave us the idea that we couldn't sing, or we couldn't sing so well. Maybe it was a parent or a teacher or a friend that said, oh, you sing like a little girl, or wow, you really sing loud, or it could be any kind of offhand comment. And it could just dampen your spirit for singing. Well, I want you to take all of those old recordings, those people in your past that have put you down or told you there's something wrong with your voice, and I want you to put them in another room just for the next half hour to an hour, and just allow the beautiful voice within you to come out. Just allow it. Whatever state it's in right now, if you haven't sung for months, it's okay. It's okay. So the shelter in place time that we're in right now is actually a perfect time to work on your voice. Because when you think about it, this voice that you're singing with in your kitchen or your bedroom or your dining room, wherever you are, that you sing on a Zoom rehearsal, is the same voice that you used to bring to rehearsals. Is the same voice. So your contribution is the same. Now, that, I don't know if that scares some people, but to me, it's very heartening because it says, I have this gift to bring to my chorus, right? And it's the same voice. Your voice hasn't changed dramatically in the last 2 or 3 months. So why not try to improve upon it? Why not try to make it better? If each of us made one thing better, one thing that we could improve in our voices, by the time we get back to singing together, wow, what an improvement we would see in our choruses, right? Just one thing. So we need to have a different mindset. Those of you that have had Elizabeth Davies come to your chorus to talk about the fixed mindset and the growth mindset, you'll know what I'm talking about. But a fixed mindset, just in brief, is one that tells you I'm either perfect or I'm crap, you know? And there's no in between. There's no room for anything else. You have to get it or you're nothing. A growth mindset says, well, I'm a work in process, as we all are. So why don't I take this time while I only have me to listen to me and only have me to worry about, and try to make that just a little bit better, just a little bit, and in some way or other. And this growth mindset allows us to experiment, to play, to try new things, try things that we never would have thought about trying before. You can squawk like a duck. You can make animal noises, whatever you want to loosen up your voice. If that's the way you want to warm up, great, go for it. Nobody is going to be watching or listening, right? Or maybe you have a housemate or somebody who shares your home, and they're going to listen, and they are not the best judge of you. They are not the boss of you. Not when it comes to singing. So I invite you all to try this growth mindset, to send those critics to another room, and to just experiment. Just open your mind and your heart to your own beautiful voice inside of you. So now I am going to try to share my screen and see what we get. Nope, that's not it. Is it? Is that working? Okay. All right, so you can be your own vocal coach. What if you've got to the end of your rope, or in this case, the end of your ladder, and you don't know what to do next? I'm having this problem with my voice, but I don't know what to do next. And you could get a coach to come in and help you bridge that gap and continue growing, right? So have you ever felt like this? I imagine all of us have felt a little bit like this. Some time or other, there's something in your voice that you just wish you had a coach to help you with. So what I'd like Allison to do is to just type into the chat a question here, and I'm going to come back and get your responses in a minute. What words come to mind when you think of issues or problems in your own singing, in your own voice? What kind of things are you less than happy with in your own voice? So, first of all, I want you to make sure you're being kind. Be kind to yourself. In these days of COVID, we all need more kindness and more tolerance for each other. So you wouldn't say, I always get squeaky when I sing high. You would say, sometimes I tighten up on higher notes. Maybe. Maybe that's a thing that happens for you. So, all right, I'm going to try to go now into my whiteboard. And on my whiteboard, I can capture your responses. So Allison, by the way, this whiteboard is a feature of Zoom. If you've never used it, it is so much fun. So you can play games with it, and everybody, if you set it right, if the host sets it right, you can access it to do all kinds of fun little games. But I'm just going to type in the answers that you give me. So, Allison, do you have any?
Yes, we have several. Audible breathing, someone wrote. Breath control. Range. Unsupported sound. Flat. We have breath support again. The passaggio, not being comfortable. Being great between registers, someone wrote. Consistency of sound. Not enough breath. Tension. Breath control. And flattening through the song.
All righty, so, whoops. Oh no. Let me see, do I have an undo? I do, I have an undo. All right, so after consistency of sound, you had a couple more.
Not enough breath.
Okay.
Tension. Breath control. Flattening through the song. Gurgling sound when allergies are bothering you. Pitch. The pitch. Maintaining pitch, I think.
Is that like flatting, you think?
Possibly, or maybe maintaining pitch.
Okay.
Projecting your voice. Singing with full voice at softer volumes. Maintaining resonance. And then having, when your voice seems to be thinner, is the last one.
Okay. Well, this is quite a wonderful collection. And these are all, thank you for being kind with yourself, and not using pejorative terms and just putting yourself down. We all have to just say, well, I've got an issue here that I'd like to deal with, and just approach it as a problem to be solved or a scientific experiment that you want to get some help with. So, all right, so let's look at this. Audible breathing, breath control, lots of things about breath. Unsupported sound, that again probably has to do with breath. Range, so not going high enough, not low enough, I imagine. Flatting, I'm assuming that's going to be similar with the pitch. Maintaining pitch. Did I have pitch? Tension, projecting. Yes, yes, yes. So these are fairly common, and I think a lot of us would share a lot of these issues, right? All right, so now I want you to turn it around. Okay, I'm going to put up a new whiteboard, and I'm going to get a new text color. And I want you to tell me, what are the characteristics of a great coach? So think of a coach that has come in for your chorus or for your quartet, and think of, what did they do? How did they make you feel? Not just, oh, they knew their stuff, but like the coach really listened to my questions, or the coach smiled a lot and put me at ease, or other kinds of things. What did they do, and how did they make you feel? So if you could do that now, and Allison will relay the questions to me. By the way, on this whiteboard, I have these stamps that, I don't know if you can see them, but I can put like little hearts. I can draw little stars in different colors and so on. So it's just a fun thing to play with.
So we have some answers coming in.
Okay.
So some characteristics of a great coach that some people are writing are affirming. The coach is affirming. Positive energy. They have positive energy. Encouraging. An attentive listener. Attentive listening. The coach tells them what they've done that's right, correct. Positivity. Gives clear feedback, one thing to work on at a time, and gives the chorus lots of practice with that one thing. Adds to the joy of our singing. The coach knows what the singer needs to do to fix a problem that they're having. Or has that knowledge. Kind. They're a kind individual. Makes the singer feel important. Tactfulness. Being tactful. Focuses on one thing at a time. Makes the singers feel that they can be successful. The coach can analyze where someone's skill set is at and then determine ways to guide them to the next level. The coach validates that the singers are on the right track while giving them guidance on what they can do next, which they inspire. They're inspiring to the singers. Encouraging, enthusiastic, challenging my thinking, the singer's thinking. The coaches take into consideration the culture of a small chorus, and then works with that small chorus from where they're at that time. The coach, they know what is good and then how to improve, how to help the singers improve with what they're doing well. Humor and encouraging, they're fun, challenging. They take the strength of the singers and it helps to make them stronger. Practical and doable suggestions. Self-deprecating humor. They give constructive criticism. And they have ways to make small improvements for a better performance. They're kind and direct. They give realistic goals. They set the bar high.
Okay, so we're getting a few that are just, I want to stamp and say, yes, yes, these have been done before. What the last couple were?
The last few are that the coach can speak to a singer's learning style and give direction in different ways. And then the last one is gives new ways to look at old problems. Oh, and one last one. Don't overwhelm the coach. Or maybe it's don't overwhelm the singers. I'm not sure. It says don't overwhelm coach.
These are qualities of a coach, so I'm assuming you're meaning doesn't overwhelm the singer.
Yes, I think that's correct.
Okay. All right. These are great. Great. Wouldn't we love to have all of our coaches be all of this all of the time? And I think most of our coaches work toward these things, work toward being these things. Affirming, positive energy, encouraging. Yes, yes, yes. So a theme through all of these is working from what's right, working from what's working to improve and to get better. Kindness, always. Kindness and tactfulness in everything that you do. The constructive criticism, I've stopped using that term in my daily life because it has the word criticism in it, and so many people get so upset if you think about any kind of criticism. So constructive criticism, I know what you mean. I know what you're talking about here, but there might be a constructive feedback or some other term you can use. Just that because that word criticism contains the word critic in it. So, all right. These are great. Thank you. All right, so now I am going to ask you to play a game with me and become just a little bit schizophrenic. So you're just going to have to play two parts. One, you are the person who just gave one of those issues in your voice that you would like to have worked on. And two, you are the coach. You are the coach you just described, right? So you are your own best coach if you can get some outside ears. We need to be able to, when we sing for ourselves, our voices are conducted out of our mouths, that's weird, out of our mouths. They bounce off a wall or something else, and they come back around to our ears. So there's always a little bit of delay, but the voice is also transmitted through the bones, through the cartilages, through the muscles, through all of the spaces and pieces in the head, and going through those, it's distorted a little bit. So really relying on your own voice in real time can lead you just a wee bit astray. Now I know people who say, well, I hate my voice when I record it. So what we need to do is find a happy medium. You record, you get some feedback, and then you adjust and try it out and try what does it feel like? What does it feel like when I adjust it? And you record that again, right? So if you were the coach, this great coach that we just described, how would that work? Let's try it again. Let's see. Are we back to my PowerPoint? Okay. All right, so I can be my own vocal coach. So these are the qualities of a great vocal coach that I possess. You remember, you're putting yourself totally in the position of a coach, right? These are, for many of us, we've never spent any time thinking that we could coach anybody else, right? I'd like you to just go there. Just allow yourself to go there for a minute. I have great empathy for the person I'm coaching. Well, that's you. So we would hope that you would have great empathy, great fellow feeling for that person that you're coaching. I have a great desire to help my coachee improve. Do you? I would certainly hope so. I can use positive language and encourage them to build on their successes instead of beating them up about their failures. This may be a hard one for some of us. Some of us are so used to saying, oh, I didn't get that. Oh, I hate that. I hate that when I can't hit that note. I hate that when I run out of breath. Blah, 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 blah. And you fill your head with all kinds of negative language. Remember what that great coach did. He found the positive way, the positive language to build up people, to build on your successes, instead of beating up about failures. There is no failure when we're in a growth mindset. There is no failure. You're just growing. You're just learning. You're just trying, experimenting. I have the curiosity of a scientist to find out how things work. You may not need to actually know all the details of the larynx and the cricothyroids and all of those things that are in your throat, but you have the curiosity of a scientist to say, wow, that didn't sound quite the way I thought it would when I record it. I wonder what happened. And so you can experiment like a scientist would. I understand that new skills take time to learn. I have patience. Another one is hard for some of us. But what else have we got to do right now in COVID-19 time, right? What else have we got to do? So some of you I know are super, super busy. Teachers especially, I really feel for you. But any time that you have that you can take to learn some new skills, try it. Why not? I am able to quiet the instant inner critic and just listen to the voice as it comes out. Listen to this voice as if it were somebody else's. What do you hear? Just hearing that voice. I like so much of what I hear from my coachee, and I tell them. How many of us have done this for ourselves? How many of us have said, wow, you know, my lower range is kind of nice. I kind of like it. It's when I get up into the high range that I have more of an issue. If we could just build on that, build on the lower range is nice. Okay, there's a positive. There's a cool thing. There's a cool thing that I do with my voice. I'm willing to try out different ways of doing things. This goes back to the experiment, to the scientist. Try out different things. I can laugh at myself and see the humor in learning new things, right? We can't take ourselves too seriously when we're doing this. We're just experimenting. We're just trying. And I realize that now in the time of COVID-19 is a perfect time for experimentation and play, right? So let's see what the self-coaching process might look like. I'm going to ask you to hold questions to the end because this is kind of building on each other, but I will answer your questions at the end. So the first and most important thing for self-coaching is to put yourself in the right frame of mind. This is more important than anything else. Send those critics away. Open your mind, open your heart to this voice that you're hearing coming back to you, right? And say, all right, what could I do? How could I experiment with this? Remember, perfection is not the goal. Learning and improvement is what we're after, not being perfect. Remember, when you're singing at home, either no one else can hear me, so it's okay to make any sound I want to while I experiment. Yeah, don't censor yourself. You know, I've been singing in the shower, and I'll be trying something else, and my voice will crack or something, and I'll go, oh. And then I realize, why? Nobody else can hear me. It doesn't matter. I'm just trying things. I'm just playing with things. Don't censor yourself. Let it go. So either no one else can hear you, or your spouse or family member or friend can hear you, but they are not the best coach for you. Even if they think they are not. Please ask them to silence their inner judge and allow you to experiment with your voice. And again, remember that this voice is the same voice you brought to chorus every week when we sang together. Your contribution is just as valid solo as it was in a group. Even if you never intended to be a soloist, it is still just as valid a contribution. All right, so now that you've put yourself in that learning mindset, in that mindset of experimenting, you need to gather some information. And there may be other methods than these, but these are some that I recommend. Record yourself, audio, on some kind of audio device, and listen objectively. Listen as you would to another person. All right? It's, again, no more censoring. Don't censor yourself. Don't talk bad about yourself. Build yourself up. You can sing a solo. You can sing with a part missing track. You can duet with a learning track. You can, if you've got somebody else in your house, sing along with them. You can sing along with a radio. Just sing something, all right? And record it. And listen first with wide ears. Take in the whole performance. So you might have, your director or someone may have talked to you about focusing with wide eyes or with soft eyes. You know, when you look out at the audience and you're just kind of taking in the whole, and you don't see anything in particular, you're taking in the whole. Your gaze may be directed at a particular point, but you're just taking in the whole thing. Then you listen with focused ears, or you look with focused eyes to hear where there's an area that you'd like to improve upon. So the listening first with wide ears, taking in the whole performance, that's important, so that you start to build up that list of things that you do well. Because we all do something well. We all do something well. You can also record yourself on video and watch objectively. That's even harder for some of us, but it's an important step, because how we sing, what we do with our faces, what we do with our mouths, the tension that sometimes creeps in at the neck or the shoulders, you can see it. You can see it, and you can do something about it. Watch yourself on Zoom. So if you're on Zoom, on a Zoom chorus call, and they're having you sing, watch yourself singing. It's hard, but you can do it, and you can notice, my mouth is really stretched too far for this sound. And once you've gathered the information that way, then you analyze it. So first, just describe the issue you hear or see. You know, you were just making a description. When does it happen? And when does it not happen? For example, I notice that my voice cracks when I'm not warmed up. There's a really easy solution for that, wouldn't you say? You could just warm up more. Where in the coachee's range does it happen? Again, you're talking to that coachee, that person with the issue that you're listening to and coaching. Where in their range does it seem to happen? Does the issue seem to happen? For example, I sound like a frog when I move from high notes to low notes. right? If you got one of those cracks in your voice, right? That's just identify it. Just identify it. Is one vowel more problematic than others? For example, my oo vowel gets hooty like an owl. Ooh, ooh, rather than ooh, right? Does it happen more on fast passages or on slow ones? So this is really the analysis phase of the coach's job. They're describing what they hear or see. You're describing what you hear or see. I never seem to have enough air to make the end of the phrase in our ballad. Right? So it's the ballads that are hanging you up, maybe. And you have to just experiment with your voice and see how specific you can get about identifying that issue, when it happens, where it happens, what vowels, what circumstances. And then you can match up the solutions. So this is what coaches do. They do it, the better the coach, the quicker they can do it, but they match up the solutions. So you can do this too. Just remember some coaching that has addressed the issue. Did anybody ever talk to you about how to get more air to get to the end of the phrase? What are some possible ways? You have to dig maybe through some memories, but you can come up with them, or maybe they're documented someplace. Try doing what you think is a good solution. Record yourself and listen back. Just try something. Oh, I'm running out of air on that phrase. Oh, I remember Dee Dee in her breathing class today. She was talking about bending over and feeling it through your back and then feeling it through your ribs and really expanding. Oh, I'm going to try that. Did the issue improve? Yay, you're on the right track. So you want to do more of that. Just do more. Did it not improve? Try something else. Don't give up. Don't give up. Don't say, oh, I'm hopeless. You just want to try something else. And make sure that as you try, you're not allowing tension or fear to get in your way, right? Try very often for many of us will come attached with tension. I'm going to try to get this sound out, right? It's not going to help you. You can check with someone whom you respect on vocal production and ask them to listen and give you comments. Or schedule a PVI. An online PVI is still a good source of feedback for us. It's not the same as being in person, but it's very close. You can look up solutions online. Check your chorus or regional website. Check the Sweet Adelines International website. Google the issue and some possible solutions, right? If you're all out of things that you can't remember, I don't remember a coach ever talking to us about the passaggio, about getting from high notes to low notes. Well, you can Google that, right? Or you can go on the Sweet Adelines website. I think Kim Vaughn has a web video out now that talks about that. There are all kinds of resources. So for further exploration, ask for a PVI, log into the regional members only section and visit the video library. We have our last few AIM weekends and we will have today's videos up there. And there's a link to Sweet Adeline's international videos posted on YouTube. You can go there, you can get all kinds of information. So then that's the website. I will give this slide deck will be made available to you. So after the class. So the bottom line is you can coach yourself in this time when we don't have other sources of feedback for us. We have to become our own best vocal coach. All right, and those of us who said, oh, I'm not good enough, borrow from the coaches that you've had that have come in. go back and look through their notes from your coaching sessions, or review a video if you have one still available. What can it hurt? What can it hurt? The wisdom is available to you. All right, so Allison, we have chat questions or comments that you want to relay to me.
So we'll wait here a second, since we do have a little bit of a delay between our presentation and the live chat on YouTube, but I put that in our live chat for people who do have additional questions or comments. We had someone ask if your notes will be available to print, and so I made sure I let people know that yes, they will be. Laurel said, thanks for the encouragement and tips, Julie, great class. And I think we're getting some more. Oh, we have a question. The question is, were PBIs being offered today? I can answer that. They were.
Yes, and they can also be scheduled for other days besides today. So if you want to go and register with, I don't know if the registration is still available, but we were talking about maybe making them just an ongoing available.
Yes, that is correct. I believe that is what we are going to do. We are going to continue offering them in this virtual platform that we have now, since we do have more flexibility, like you've talked about in your class today, Julie. We have, during this time of stay at home, we have a little bit more flexibility to be able to schedule things like PBIs on a more ongoing basis. So thank you. That is a great reminder that yes, we will be offering PBIs on a more regular basis in our virtual platform. Several people have said, great class, Julie. Thank you for the helpful hints. Wonderful class. Someone is asking, Kathy is asking, how do you register for a PBI? Yetta Sorensen is our new Region 12 PBI registrar, and she is available via email to contact she is the person who sets up the PBIs with our terrific regional faculty that do the PBIs. So I will be sure to resend that information out in some form to the region so that everybody knows how to contact Yetta. But she is the person to contact for PBIs. And we have more questions and comments, I believe. And we will add some instructions and some directions how to do that regarding PBIs. We will add that to our news blast, our newsletter, and the e-blast. We'll include that information on how to do that. Oh, here's another question. Someone said, a comment. Someone said they've used a plastic face shield to listen to their voice as they sing. So that's a great comment. A question is, where do you go to get the notes from this class and the others? I can answer that question. All the notes and presentations for today will be sent out to the region. We will be sending those out, so you will get all that information. Great day today. Thank you to everyone who helped. Oh, okay, here's another question, Julie. The question is, what are the best ways to keep your voice in good health while sheltering in place, since we aren't getting the great, at least weekly vocal exercise that we receive at rehearsals?
Yeah, so I really would encourage you to explore the resources that I mentioned, both the regional website and the international website. We have quite a few international faculty that are now putting together videos on various topics, and they're usually very short. Kim Vaughn has like 5-minute videos. Kathleen Hansen has done some that are 7 minutes, 12 minutes, 15 minutes. Some of them are about warm-ups. Um, there are just more and more people putting out videos, and the internet is a great resource for us. So I would explore K Hansen Music, the initial K Hansen, Hansen music at gmail.com. That's Kathleen Hansen's email address, and it's on YouTube. I think it's just K Hansen Music on the YouTube channel. Has just a huge array of all kinds of videos for you. There are great warm-up videos. Again, the best thing you can do is sing. Just sing. And when you sing, sing mindfully. That word is tossed around a lot. But it just means don't just blat out whatever comes out. Think about good singing and how you've been trained to sing, and apply those things every time. Every time. If you keep on, it will keep your voice healthy.
Terrific. Thank you, Julie. We had a few more wonderful comments in the live chat. Someone said, I love the approach of recognizing what a good coach is and then applying that to our own approach for ourselves. Thank you, Region 12, for everyone who worked so hard to put today on. Here's another question. They're asking, when learning new music, I know I don't always use the best vocal production. Is there a video with suggestions about this issue?
Yeah, actually, Kathleen did a video on learning music, and what she suggested is that you break it down into very small pieces. So as you're repeating any, just let's say you're just going to take the intro, right? And you learn it for memorizing. Memorize the words and the notes and where the breaths are and all of that. But as you're going through it, as it starts to become more familiar, you start putting into play the vocal production. So, I need to. My palate is not lifted. I'm singing with a very small sound. So, I'm going to pretend that I'm an opera singer and open up my voice, right? And just try it. Again, experiment with it. And find the happy medium. Find the place that works for you and that works for getting the best sound you can out of it. But do it as you're learning your music. Don't just try to go through the whole thing. Do it in chunks. This time of COVID, I don't know about you, but my brain is so scattered. I cannot focus on anything for very long. And so I want things short and sweet and focused for just a small period of time, and then I can do it. So try that.
Terrific. I think that's it for questions.
Okay.
Right now.
All right. So I hope that this class, it wasn't so much a class as much as just an example of a way that you can kind of turn your mindset around. Go with a growth mindset. Let the critics go to another room and coach yourself as if you were a coach and as if you were the coachee, being kind to each other, right? And use all of the tricks that you've learned. We have to depend on ourselves now for a while until we can get back together. So go for it. What have you got to lose? Thank you for listening.
Thank you so much again, Julie. What a terrific class, and what a great way to end our day today with our first ever virtual AIM weekend. Thank you so much. I want to say a huge thank you once again to our three presenters for today: Leah Beverly, our international faculty, Dee Dee Nibbler, and Julie Starr. Thank you so much. Again, you were just fantastic. Such tremendous information that I know everybody is going to be taking with them and moving forward as we do move forward through these crazy times we're going through. So thank you again to our wonderful presenters. I would like to say a giant thank you to my fabulous tech team. I would not have been able to do any of this without them. And they are comprised of Pete Cheney, Kevin Day, and Randy Sahai. Thank you so much, ladies. You are so wonderful. I can't thank you enough. They have made all of this possible. So just a huge thank you to all three of you wonderful ladies. And thank you to all of you, Region 12, for tuning in today and joining us. I hope that you enjoyed the day and that you have so much great information to take with you going forward. And don't forget to subscribe to our Region 12 YouTube channel if you have not already. Please do so. Again, once you do, you get live notifications anytime that we have a class going on, when a live class has started from Region 12. So be sure to subscribe. And very soon, some new information will be coming out about Fall AIM in September. So stay tuned for that. We'll have information coming out in the next few weeks or so. So be prepared. We're so excited with all of this wonderful technology that we have available to us, and we're just thrilled. So thank you so much again, and please enjoy the rest of your day and the rest of your weekend, and we will see you soon. Take care.